Fair enough. But Joyeeta Basu, talking of relationships, it seems as though the US administration under Donald Trump was under the impression, and maybe rightly so, that listen, India and China are adversaries. They've just had a major clash on their borders a few years ago, and ever since the relationship has been downhill. Secondly, of course, there's also China's explicit support to Pakistan. So not only are these two countries adversaries, but they're also in a way now competitors in this new world, where more and more companies from China are wanting to shift base to India. So we're a direct competitor, and it seems, Joyeeta, somewhere the Trump administration was under the impression that these two countries will not get along, and they were somewhere banking on that to create the kind of pressure they have been on India, that we're going to impose really heavy tariffs, and because you will have nowhere else to go, you will have to accept our terms. My question to you is, has America been given that reality check, that if you're really going to try to drive people to the wall, nothing in the world is permanent, no relationship is permanently good and permanently bad? Have we at least sent that message across?
Well, first of all, let us take into account the fact that when it comes to Mr. Trump, it's an alternate reality for him. You know, whatever he is doing, whatever he is talking, in his alternate reality, he is absolutely right, but there are more sensible people, I would say, even for that matter, Marco Rubio, who has always been a China hawk, but he has also had to sit there and swallow Mr. Trump's policy shifts when it comes to China, in terms of allowing 6 lakh Chinese students into the country. That was the latest directive that has come from Trump. And then, for example, he has been backtracking. You know, he has been talking about 500% tariffs and all, but whenever China is kind of tightening the screws a bit, Trump has been backtracking, and especially when it comes to rare earth supply, although it is actually only one company China has agreed to share it to, and things like that. So, you see, China, we have to look at it in terms of who has the leverage on whom. When it comes to China-US relations, China has the leverage. When it comes to India-US or India-China relations, we do not have the leverage with either of them right now, at least. Now, the whole point is, you see, the day this SCO meeting took place, a statement came from the State Department with the Marco Rubio's photo, and this was posted on X by the US Embassy here, saying that how valued India is as a partner. So, at the same time, we did see some softening of tone by Scott Bessent, who has been absolutely very acerbic, and he can be called one of Trump's attack dogs. The other one is Peter Navarro, of course, but there is no softening of tone over there. Now, if we are going to think in terms of whether this is a softening of tone or not, well, frankly, I have my doubts about it. I mean, I do not see Marco Rubio, because this is a one-man administration. You know, this is the problem with the particular setup over there right now. Their advisors do not have any role to play. The family members have a role to play, and of course, how much business interest the family has in countries, say for example, like Pakistan and all, that matters a lot. So, you see, frankly, if you ask me, no, I do not see it as a I would say softening of tone, but because you see, he is again, and the very idea is that he does not understand, you know, the basic concept. I mean, the more you read about, you know, even Western commentary that is coming out, you see, now people have started talking initially because of that quote unquote brute majority that he had in the elections, and that was primarily because of the fault of the Democrats. You see, because of that, everybody thought that he thought he can become a dictator, he can become an authoritarian, and as a result of which no one was saying anything. But gradually, even from inside the Republicans, even from inside the MAGA base, a lot of opposition to him is coming. So, you see, when it comes to only, he is going to soften his tone, I would say, only when there is domestic trouble. only when his midterm elections are in trouble next year. I don't see him softening his tone because he wants to be friends with India. No, he doesn't. You know, he has written off India. It is pretty obvious. You know, I mean, there is talk in terms of the US is in no position to compete with China right now. So what they are doing is that they are going inward and trying to rebuild themselves. That is Donald Trump's theory. That is the MAGA theory. We concentrate at home. We concentrate on building American manufacturing base and all. Europe will look after Russia. China will look after from Middle East to Japan. So you see, if that is the case, well, Trump has no interest whatsoever in India. You know, Trump has decided that India is dispensable, and else he wouldn't have done what he has done. It's as simple as that, and more action will happen. Wait and see from H1B and all. So no, I don't think that this is a softening of tone. Maybe he was just feeling tired that day. Although his administration, a couple of people have softened their tone, but not his primary attack dog, Peter Navarro.
Okay, Gautam.